Parshas Vayera continues with Moshe expressing reluctance at being chosen by Hashem to be the Redeemer of Israel. And one of the reasons he gives is that he has some sort of speech impediment. A number of different descriptions of that impediment. Aral Sifasayim, Kivad Peh, Kivad Lashon. Every year at our Shabbos table these weeks, we turn to our resident expert in speech pathology, my wife Rebecca, to help us explain the diagnostic differences between these terms in the Torah. But this is the reason why Moshe is reluctant. Many of us know this backstory of how perhaps Moshe got this speech impediment, famous Medrash, where he went to grab the crown and instead Hashem moved his hand to grab for the coals and he burned his mouth. So we know to some degree what the impediment was. We may have a story as to where it came from, the origins of the impediment. But the big question is, why did Hashem give Moshe this challenge? Why did Hashem give Moshe a speech impediment? Why did Hashem want the greatest leader of the Jewish people, the greatest redeemer, the greatest prophet, to be associated with Aral Sifasayim, Kivad Peh, Kivad Lashon? So the Ran famously explains that Moshe had this challenge, this difficulty, so that people later on would not say that Moshe was a charismatic leader, that he was able to accomplish because of his delivery, because of the way he spoke. No. Moshe was successful because of the content of what he was saying and not in the delivery of what he said. And that's very important. But I would just add one other point. It's not only that Moshe's greatness lies in the content of his words, but also in the content of his character. You see, if Moshe inherently had speech difficulties, and nonetheless he was able to accomplish so much, not only in leadership, but also in the words that he used, even with the challenge. It comes to teach us the important lesson that greatness is not defined by our origins. Greatness is not defined by what we are born with. But great people are those who acknowledge not only their strengths, but especially their vulnerabilities, and are able to work on those vulnerabilities in order to overcome them and in order to achieve the greatness that is latent within. That Moshe's greatness is found in the content of his words, not just in his delivery, and in the content of his character, his willingness and his ability to overcome challenges. And that is the model of Moshe's greatness. We can all be like Moshe Rabbeinu in these ways, in focusing on the content of our words and on the content of our character. Wishing you a great Shabbos.